Welcome back to the Last in Class podcast. I'm Mike.
Welcome. I'm Sakura.
Tyler.
Well,
All right, and this is our third and final movie on the time travel. And Sakura, what was your choice?
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. Yes.
I'm so glad you two had to watch it because you sound disappointed, and a big fuck you to both of you for making me watch an Elf for that.
I watched this movie twice.
I had to watch Elf twice, I feel like I'm still watching it, living in eternal hell.
I
were
hate
lucky
Christmas now.
Yeah, I'm Jewish now.
You found out you were a little Jewish. Not
Yeah,
too
and
long
now
ago.
I'm full.
All right, that's fine.
Thanks, Elf.
All right, so Idiocracy from, what is this, 2005?
Yeah.
I forgot to write down the year.
2505.
I think it was.
It's
I think
2005.
It's
06 is probably when it was released. But I think it was made in 05. Because
okay.
but either way.
Makes sense.
2006 was when it was released. Rated R, 1 hour, 24 minutes. Rotten Tomatoes score of 71%.
How?
I have no idea how.
How is this rated R?
What are you talking
There's nudity, there's swearing.
There's one ass.
Yeah, for like a good half minute. And there's swearing and violence and
Constantly.
stuff.
I feel like there's been Disney movies where I've seen an ass before.
They talk about prostitutes and...
That wasn't Disney.
PG-13.
You were watching something else.
This isn't even close to a PG-13 rating, actually.
I will find you some PG-13 movies where I saw like
Yeah,
like
if you're
tits
going
and shit
if
in
you're
there.
going back in like the 90s and 80s, sure, but this was 2005.
PG-13 didn't exist until the 80s. So, yeah, back in the day when there was like R or PG, sure, there was inappropriate stuff.
I'm gonna find you these movies.
I
Great.
know about these movies. All right,
That's
back
not. No one cares. That's not the time. That's not the debate.
You're already getting this going, Brandon?
I love this movie, and the fact that it has a 71% pisses me off.
Wow, I'm
It
pretty
pisses-
happy with that. That's pretty
it
good.
pisses me off. This is why Rotten Tomatoes score mean nothing to me.
Should be in the 80s at least.
All right, this movie had a budget of only $4 million and a box office of $500,000.
With the 3 days they were allowed to show a movie.
The numbers prove me right, sir.
Not really, because you're not going to go into the specifics.
Yeah. Give them the true details.
You go
About
for it.
Starbucks and Carl's Jr. was going to get all pissed off, so they made him not show the movie to anybody, and they labeled it a Mike Judge project film.
Great.
Yeah, and
A
only
movie
aired it
still,
for a week.
even if it's out in theaters just for one weekend, a good movie makes more than $500,000.
Would you walk by a place that said like blah 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 project?
Sure.
It had nothing to do with the title or nothing at all.
Blair Witch Project. Thank you very much.
That had
and that movie
advertisement,
is the
though.
most profitable movie of all time.
They were
That
talking
had
about that.
advertisement, though. That was advertised the shit out of.
See, that one was
And people thought
reversed.
it was
this.
real.
That one cost a couple $100,000 to make, and it boxed hundreds of millions.
I never even seen that movie.
That movie sucks.
I'm probably
I,
not.
I never saw the original one, but I saw like the remake.
It's
so.
great for its time, but it's almost unwatchable to certain people now because it's movies have
It's
evolved so
shaky
much more.
cam and it's terrible.
It was also
Right.
stolen from somebody else's idea, from what I heard.
Well, we're not talking about Blair Witch today.
Blair
guys.
Witch Project / Idiocracy.
Apparently, we are doing the Blair Witch though, because we got a lot to talk about then. Do you want to talk about the box office really fast? Like,
No. Do your own research, folks. Do your own research.
Basically, they didn't advertise it and only showed it in select theaters for like a weekend. And then they pulled it because Fox was scared.
Fox gets scared all the time about that stuff. All right, this is directed by Mike Judge, creator of like Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, director of Office Space. Written by Mike Judge and Ethan Cohen, who wrote The Bad Guys, Tropic Thunder, Men in Black 3, Get Hard, a whole bunch of King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead episodes as well. John Bowers, played by Luke Wilson, from Old School, Legally Blonde movies, Charlie's Angels movies, That 70s Show. Anytime an actor's on That 70s Show, we're going to mention it.
Okay. I'm not gonna. Okay.
I'm just telling you, this is
I like
that. This is like the third time it's happened, and if he was on my show, then we're labeling that. Rita is played by Maya Rudolph. You know, everyone knows her from SNL, Bridesmaids, Disenchanted, a whole bunch of other little things like
Grown
that.
Ups.
Grown Ups.
Yep.
Haven't seen that one, so what? And Frito, to me, one of the most annoying characters in this
Frito
movie.
Pendejo.
It's played by Dax Shepard. He was in Chips, Punked, Without a Paddle, which I love, and Employee of the Month.
Armchair Expert is his podcast or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I like Dax Shepard. I like him and Christian Bell.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, yeah.
Yeah, she's actually a really nice lady. My
They're like-
buddy went to school with
they're
her.
like a
That's
fun
a nice
couple.
lady.
Well, she's I think she still goes to a whole bunch of Red Wing games and stuff too.
That's how Dak.
really?
That's how Dak Shepard and her met. They went at an LA game.
Oh, tell us more about their love story, please.
Well, first of all, I just would like to say that my complete loser buddy in high school who had zero chicks talk to him ever, she would actually make conversation with him and talk to him like a normal human being. So thank you for that. But yeah, they met at LA Kings game. After the first time she met him, she was just like, this guy is
How do you
off."
know? Why? Do you even know if this is a true story?
I'm completely making this up. This is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Carl's Jr.
All right.
No, it's true. I read.
You read it. You
No,
read it on the
she
internet?
Did the interview
It's true
'cause
then.
she was talking about how she met Chris Draper in Royal Oak and how she was like, "Oh yeah, Chris Draper, you remember me when you came over the blah 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 blah," and he had zero idea who she was. They just smiled and took a picture with her, and she found out way later that he had no idea who she was until after she made the movie. He wrote a letter back. He's like, "Oh, I remember you now."
That's awesome.
Wow.
Actually, very random story, but okay.
Captivating.
All right, then we got President Camacho, played by the great Terry Crews. This is one of his like earlier movies.
Both of those guys from Michigan.
He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Expendables 1 and 2, and The Longest Yard,
And White Chicks.
And click.
and Benchwarmers.
Yep.
He's from Michigan.
Yeah, Flint.
Nice, represent.
Yep.
All right, then we got the Doctor, played by Justin Long. I think that's one of Window's favorite guys, right?
Yeah, except when he plays roles like this, he just pisses me off.
All right, so he was in Jeepers Creepers, Waiting, Tusk, Dodgeball, Barbarian.
Can't believe you brought Tusk up again.
Of
That's
course,
twice.
I've only seen it once. I like it, man. It was last week we brought it up, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll keep bringing it up anytime Justin Long's in something.
No, because it just make me like take Kevin Smith off of like the pedestal I had him on for Clerks, and then Tusk comes out, and I'm just like, oh god.
He made way worse than Tusk. Tusk is like middle of the road for him, actually. All right, then we
That's
got
a 3 for all you people.
All your true fans that
Yeah.
know the board.
all right. Secretary of State's played by David Herman. He was in Office Space. Michael Bolton. Futurama. Lots of voice work. The Judge is played by Stephen Root. Love Stephen Root. Office Space. King of the Hill. Dodgeball.
Man in the High Castle.
The show.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that one.
That's what 3 people from Office Space then.
Well, Office Space was made by Mike Judge, so
Yeah,
he's one of those directors that lots of people, do the same
Just
stuff.
pulling a
for.
Sandler.
they know good when they see it.
The Brando CEO.
Brondo.
Brando. I'm sorry.
You need electrolytes, bro. You ain't got what plants
I do
crave.
right now. I'm exhausted. Thomas Hayden Church.
Spider-Man 3.
Hey,
Sandman.
Academy Award nominated Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he didn't win. He might have won, but I don't think he did. Either way. And Attorney General is played by Sarah Rue. Didn't really write down anything for her, but
Apparently she was eliminated from the credits at the end of the movie for some reason. I heard or read about or something.
really,
Yeah.
that's probably why. Like when I was going on IMDb, I was trying to find her character, and it was like way down at the bottom, like by all the people who weren't credited.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I was like, she has like a speaking role, and she's in multiple scenes, so I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, there's something about it. I didn't really read up about it. Just saw a quick sentence or two of it.
All right, you guys. So start off this movie. This is Cora's pick. He's been telling me to watch this movie for I think like 2 years now, on and off. And going into this, the premises like actually excited me. Like I think it's a good idea for a movie. I understood it was gonna be like a dumb comedy, so I was going in like pretty excited, thinking like basketball. It's just so ridiculous. That's just gonna be a fun time. I was way wrong. This movie's bad.
Basically,
That's fine. You just don't know comedy.
yeah. What is wrong with you? You thought Elf was good.
Elf is an
And
amazing
Bill and
movie.
Ted.
And I'll defend those to the end of the earth. This one, it's Cora and Brandon. You gotta defend this one.
This movie speaks for itself with its IMDb review at 71.
Yeah, it's
That's a Rotten Tomatoes score.
Whatever.
So get it right. We only mentioned Rotten Tomatoes.
what did the critics have this at? That would be
I didn't look at many critics, but I can guarantee you critics did not like this movie. I don't even have to look it up to understand that. So basically, the premise of this movie is Joe here is like as average as can be. He's like middle on
Literally,
everything, like
everything.
perfect. He's like the most middle average person in the military. So, and he's like a lazy person who's just like sitting like basically like a library, just guarding it, but like doing nothing. And they choose him to be in a science experiment to test like
Cryogenics.
cryogenic freezing. And it was supposed to be for 1 year, and they choose a female, but no like military female.
Just a prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just picked a prostitute, which was Rita.
Well, Upgrade wanted his money.
Yeah, Upgrade
So-
wanted the money.
He volunteered her.
So they freeze them for what's supposed to be a year, but it turns out to be
500 years.
500 years, and he wakes up in the year 2500, and the world has just gone to shit, and everyone is super, super dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the movie for you. Interesting premise.
500 years, not 2023, but 500 years.
500 years. So where do you want to go for this?
I don't care. You guys do whatever you want to do. I like this movie, so
Let's
go
hear
ahead.
how much you hate it some more.
Well, do you want to go like just negatives I have in the movie? Or we?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So remember, I was excited to actually watch this movie. I thought it was gonna be entertaining. This is the maybe first off,
Oh
it
my
might
God, he's
be.
getting so mad.
I know.
Yeah, I get my hand up right now.
The table shaking.
This might be the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life because of how I'm not gonna say like realistic, but like kind of realistic it is on how our society is just like breaking down, and we're cherishing like stupid, like dumb things, and we're just forgetting about education. Terrifying in that respect, and very, very frustrating for it. But there's almost like no real story here. It feels like this thing was just written in a week, and they just were like on set and didn't know what they were doing. There's like, what are we shooting today? We're doing this.
Do you think you were pissed off at this movie because you were living it?
No.
Do you think if you would have seen it before when, like, you know, the world was somewhat normal?
No, I see. I'm pretty good at being able to put myself in the mind frame of when a movie came out and judging it for the merits of, you know, like judging it by like the graphics and stuff and how it was shot and how it was written, because things adapt every like 5-10 years and change. And I guarantee I would not have liked this movie back then either.
What
This
about-
movie is basically Back to the Future Junior.
I mean, Junior, it's rated R, sir.
No, I mean like Junior because one, it's not as good as Back to the Future. Two, the premise is pretty much the same. A guy wants to get back to his timeline, but he doesn't have to hook his parents up. So he's just trying to get back for himself. So that's the story.
He's just trying to get back. Wait, why is he trying to get back for his parents?
No,
That was
he's got
Back
no-
to the Future.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why it's Back to the Future Junior.
Yeah.
It doesn't have all the elements.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, even as average Joe, he's just like, this sucks. I'm gonna go back. And he's promised that there's like a time machine by what's his name, Frito. What?
Pendejo.
Pendejo. Does that mean something?
Yes.
What does it mean?
What do you think it means?
Let me call up my roommate real quick. Yeah, he'll know.
All right.
It means the deep fried dumbass or something like that. Because Frito is fried tortilla. And
I thought Pendejo was bitch.
Yeah, that's what I
There's
thought.
a couple of different.
Yeah. They don't really know how to swear very well because it always means like multiple things whenever I'm talking with the Mexicans at work. I'm like, doesn't it mean this? And then like 3 Mexicans from a different part of Mexico.
Well,
like,
you know,
no, it means this.
you knew one phrase as soon as you saw it in the drunken chicken.
Oh yeah, borracho. That's what my
Pollo borracho.
yeah. That's what my PLC buddy calls me is borracho all the time.
He saw that. He was like, oh, drunken chicken.
Drunken chicken. That's what he called me in Belgium. He's like, borracho. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm king of the borrachos. My roommate's mom called me a borracho.
Your mom doesn't call you at all.
No. Oh my god. Yep. I don't even.
I feel a little sad for you right now, brother. All right, so we'll just go back. Before he goes back in time, there was
He
something.
doesn't go back in time.
I'm sorry. Before he goes into the future, we're going back in time right now. All right. There was one scene that was almost funny, and it kind of failed. It was like potential, and that's when I don't remember the like general's name or whatever, but he's like explaining.
General Collins.
Yeah, General Collins.
when he's
like
going through the.
he's talking about like what the experiment's gonna be and why he was chosen. He's like, we got the prostitute, and he starts doing like a slideshow of like him getting together with what's his name?
Upgrade.
Upgrade.
The double D. For double dose
Double
of pimping.
dose.
Upgrade, and he's just like, then we did this and we did this, and he's like just so many more like slides of like him becoming like a pimp basically or whatever. That's important because after they're frozen, they're forgotten about because General Collins gets arrested for like running a pimp ring or something like that. And that's why they get forgotten about, and the base gets closed and like bulldozed.
And
And
the Fuddruckers gets placed on
yeah,
top of
a
it.
Fuddruckers gets placed right on top where it was be. So then they get woken up 500 years later because like they've just been piling trash up, huge mountains of trash, and like there was a trash slide and it like opens them up. Fuddruckers is now what, buttfuckers.
Yeah, it changes.
Hey,
It changes
buttfuckers.
like 3 times over the course of history.
Goes from a butt truckers to butt fuckers.
And just talks about how so there's like a little montage of like how we are now like following like idiots and stuff like that, and we're just getting dumber and dumber. They show a picture of China during her
Yeah,
like
they
bad
show a couple
years.
wrestling.
So there we go.
Yes.
Shout out to our wrestling, and it's just Dumber, Dumber, Dumber.
I mean, Terry Crews is a 5-time SmackDown champion, is what they announced.
Wait, China was in this?
Yeah, in the
There's
beginning.
like one picture of her when they're talking about like we're
How
idolizing
society's
celebrity.
terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, how we're just, so they're basically showing, saying like they do this thing with this couple, and they're like high IQs, and they're like, yeah, we're not ready to have kids yet. We want to get set up and stuff like that, and then they show like this dumb guy who's
This is like one of the best opening scenes in movie history.
oh my gosh,
Easily.
you take
like,
that back right now.
No. I have
Shit, I thought there was 2 of you.
I have showed people that opening scene, and it scared the living shit out of them. And they're like, that is the most accurate thing I've ever seen on film in my life.
Right. What's not accurate is that we would last 500 more years.
Oh yeah, no, we're done. we're done now. I remember after this movie came out, within like I think 2 years, I was still working at the rink. Greg sent me a text message, and that text message was a Mountain Dew that he had bought, and it said "now with electrolytes." And at that point, I'm like, "We're fucking done. Like, pack it up, boys. We're heading out. we're done."
All right, so then wake up. We got the whole trash thing or whatever. He's trying to figure out what happened, and he just like goes to the hospital, and like the person at the desk just has like a board that has like almost like a baby toy, where there's just pictures like a head, a foot, and he's like explaining what's wrong with him, and she just presses a button. Then he goes in and like
She pushes the button and then it says, "Okay, you're gonna go. You have this wrong with you," but it's not her talking; it's the machine.
right, she doesn't say a word, and he goes to this guy who got these 3 progs or whatever.
You have HIV.
Oh, Jesus.
Aw.
Yeah.
Put
One goes in your ear,
one in your
goes
ear, one in your mouth, one in your butt.
Yep.
So he does it, and then he's like, "Oh wait," and he like pulls him out and like tries to like picks him up. He's just like looking at him. He also tries to drink some water, but it's like Brondo. It's not water. He's like, "I just want some water." What's water? You mean like toilet?
Toilet water?
Toilet water?
Water from the toilet.
Why do you want that? To drink? But this is electrolytes. My gosh. All right. So then he goes and sees the doctor.
You're just mad because we're there. That's why you're mad at this movie. Because you're living in it. I'm telling you.
It's not because I'm living it. I'm mad because I wasn't entertained.
Why would you need to be entertained if you're fucking living the movie?
Because this movie is made to be entertained. I'm going to judge a movie by its merits. If a drama is supposed to make you feel something, I'm going to judge it as a drama. If it's a horror movie, is it scary, creepy?
What did this make?
Look cool.
What did this movie make you feel?
Mad.
Yeah, good.
Man,
We're
I've
supposed to
done
do.
But not
my
as mad
job.
as not as
Job done.
not as mad as
Check.
you're going to make me in this episode of this podcast. Sir.
Oh, do I have so many more movies lined up for you that if you don't like this one,
Pick good movies.
ooh, nope. It's my pick, so I'm going to pick. You made me watch Elf. I'll never let you live that down.
I'll never forgive you for that.
Yeah,
And Elf, we'll see if he even comes out this summer or not.
I don't really care. I've already seen it.
I guess you have to rewatch it, and we'll have to redo it.
No,
Yeah.
Not happening.
I'll just read the Wikipedia article. Hey, Will Ferrell sucks in this movie. The end.
Shit's fucked.
Yeah.
All right.
Under arrest for being a dick, escaping jail, and fucking shit up.
All right. So he goes to the doctor. The doctor's Justin Long. He's like, hey. He's
Dr. Lexus.
like, he actually has a name in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have names. They all have like sponsored names.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. The doctor's just like not
So
really being all
bad.
help. And just like, here, just put your, pay. Just put your like tattoo. Wait, you don't have the tattoo? Like, he's like,
Unscannable.
yeah, he stands up, is like screaming in the corner or whatever. And at this point, Joe looks down at the paper and stuff and sees that it says March 3rd, 2505, which today's March 2nd.
March 2?
Yeah, March 2. God,
It says
I feel so
here.
dumb after that.
It says here your shit's all fucked up.
All right, which is so we're literally 2 hours away from being March 3rd, which
March
is
3.
March 3. I was born March 3. March 3 is my birthday, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Better way to ring in another year.
I'm so glad this movie shares the same date as your birthday since
Yeah.
you hate it.
I know.
That's just icing on the cake. That's a cherry on top.
I will forever remember that for as long as I live.
And
just so you know.
yeah.
Mission accomplished. Sakura.
There you go.
Mission accomplished.
You've just rented space.
I rule.
That's right.
I rule. Where's the Tonka
That's a
truck at?
callback. That's
Yes,
a callback.
Yes, it is.
I just also like when the doctor's he's saying like what he's in there for, He's just like, your chart says you fucked up. You sound like a fag and a like.
You talk over. Shit's all fucked up.
It's hilarious.
So just put your hand in the thing.
Because there's also the scene before.
What I do is like,
There's the scene before he goes to the doctor where he like walks up to a couple other guys, and there's like the voiceover talking about how like people's talk like hillbilly mixed with valley girl mixed with like ghetto or whatever.
Extra loud.
Then the guy's like yelling at him like because the voiceover's like, you sound like a fag. Like,
yeah, his intellect made him sound all pompous and. I want to go home. I gotta go see the time machine.
It's kind of how people talk about lots of people from Michigan actually.
What are we talking about? All right, listen. Now you're pissing me off.
No,
don't even fucking start with that shit. Listen, every time
I'm gonna say?
someone tells no, go ahead.
They say we talk like weathermen.
Yeah, because we do.
The
We
South
speak
has
normal.
an accent.
Yep.
The West has an accent.
Yep.
You know, but in Michigan we apparently speak like English
Because we speak
Not
normal.
me. Not me. I am struggling so bad tonight.
Yeah,
But
Idiocracy
everyone
really
but me.
got to you.
Yeah, I feel
I feel like you're
dumber.
gonna star in the second one.
I have become dumber from watching this movie, and I can't speak English anymore. I am no longer a Michigander. All right.
Call you Dwayne Elizondo, Herbert Camacho, Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah. This is gonna be so frustrating for me to get through.
You're getting there.
No, back the fuck up. We gotta go back to how we speak normal.
Yeah.
Nobody else speaks like we do. We might have a little, like, we might speak a little bit quicker than other people. You know, we might sometimes slur our words together a little bit, mostly because we're drinking. But other than that,
Speak for yourself.
when I'm
I'm not drinking. I'm slurring my words without it.
when I was in New York and this girl's like, "Oh, you have an accent," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Do the accent from California. She does a Valley Girl accent. Do the accent from Georgia. She pulls it off the Georgia Peach accent. Perfect. Does the Chicago one. Obviously, she has the New York one. I go, do Michigan. She had nothing to say. She had nothing. And I go, exactly. Exactly.
Proper English.
Proper English.
There we go. He runs outside, right? He just like walks out. And this is when he sees a billboard for
Tarleton's
cigarettes. And it's like this guy smoking or whatever. And
If you don't smoke Tarleton's, fuck you.
fuck you, which is hilarious. But it's not even spoken, but this is going to be my quote of the movie. If you look at the Surgeon General warning on it in the bottom of the corner or whatever, it says, warning sign, the Surgeon General has one lung and a voice box, but he could still kick your sorry ass. And I found that hilarious. And so even though it's not even spoken, I'm going with that as my quote of the movie because I don't have much quotes. Did you write down quotes?
Oh, yeah.
More
there
bigger than
we
the
go.
ass blaster.
Oh, yeah. Too many.
And then we also see the clock tower and like the city, and it's blinking 12, kind of like when your clock loses power and you don't fix it. So
Also, it's digital too. and
it's digital,
not,
yeah.
not a hand clock.
Analog, yeah.
Which that's a funny little one. I'll give you that.
Then he also goes to the movies, and it's about ass,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just an ass
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole time.
Actually-
Everyone's just laughing, and it's
I actually wrote that down in my notes. Was kind of wondering if that movie came out today. I think, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, Sakura, but if we saw that movie, I think we'd give it a higher rating than Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No, that movie looked terrible. I would give that movie a 0. Ass,
There you
a
go.
man's ass on screen.
You got your 0 out of
I
it.
got a 0.
Yeah.
There you go.
That means there's a perfect 5 in this world for
This
Sakura.
movie's totally redeemable to you now.
And then we get to he goes to Hardee's. He's
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. Okay, well it's the same company.
Nah, you don't get paid every time you say Hardee's. You
Jesus,
get paid
now
every time you
Fox is
say
gonna
Carl's
fucking sue
Jr.
us.
Or whatever. And the lady's trying to get fries or whatever. You just hear like Carl's
Carl's
Jr. big ass fries or.
Try an extra big ass taco.
And this is when the lady like hits or whatever, and like you're gonna get your kids taken away. We have reported you to the police for being a bad mother for not being able to buy them food. And so then like she walks away and he's trying to get food or whatever, and the police come and arrest him because
they think he was doing
they
it.
think it's her who like as the wife or whatever.
He is as like dressed up as the girl or whatever is what they said.
So he just like they put him in the back of the car and immediately just mace his face. And this is a callback because it happens again later in the movie.
yeah.
So it's just like before he mates him, he's like, "Yeah, that's enough for your bullshit," and it just like sprays him in the face. Then he goes in front of the judge. We got Stephen Root for that. which
Hell yeah.
I'm always ready for. a
I'm
little
fixing to
Stephen Root.
commensurate a verdict here.
His hairstyle was awesome in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
He has the
Like,
chops. and-
Yeah, and like some crazy ass, I don't even know what to call it, but it was like slicked down the middle and then just like partied up on the sides, like 2 waves on the side of your head.
Big ass fucking sledgehammer mallet.
Yeah.
He should have been more in this movie.
Yeah, it would have been good.
So there's like a whole audience. They're like throwing stuff at him. He comes in like a cage or whatever.
You skipped the part where he breaks
right
into
when he
Dak
gets
Shepard's
out.
house.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, we rewind a
Ow,
little
my
bit.
balls.
When he first wakes up, he like his thing comes through like Dak Shepard, Frito's apartment or whatever, and Frito's just sitting in a chair watching a whole bunch of different shows. But the main
His
show
recliner's also a toilet.
is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
So I
forgot when he
asked
takes
him,
his
like,
pants
what
down.
was that flushing? He's like, it's a toilet, you dumbass. I was like, oh yeah, all right.
Ow, my balls. That's
Yeah.
the name of the show, right?
Yeah, just like eating out of a tube and
Yeah,
just
out of a
watching
tube,
a giant TV
And he's
with
got this.
ow my balls.
Well, he's drinking out of the tube, and then he eats out of this big bucket, which I don't know what it's supposed to be, but
it looks like butter.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. That because they're just using their finger, because everyone just uses their finger for it. It's disgusting. For like,
Do you notice on the TV how there's all those advertisements on the TV
Yeah.
while the show is going?
that's where we're headed right now.
No, that is now. It is now. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
like,
Like he
even
predicted
worse.
that already. Now I don't know, man.
predicted
maybe
that.
Mike-
Everyone could predicted that.
Maybe Mike Judge fucked us on this one. They got the
Yeah,
idea from.
I
him.
can 100% tell you right now he did. So we're just saying that, and then Frito gets mad. He's like, "Hey, get out of here! Get out of here!" That's how he talks throughout the whole thing, and he like just like throws him out the window. We only bring that up because when he's sitting down in the courtroom, his lawyer turns out to be Frito,
Jesus.
and then
You got all this like evidence, right?
Yeah. Like, shit's whack.
this actually comes with probably one of the funniest moments for me in the movie. So like the one lawyer is like a kid, like the prosecutor. It's like, we got all this evidence. He's guilty, blah, blah. Really see nothing, but he's talking like a 13-year-old kid would now. It's like, so yeah, put him away, judge, or whatever. And then Joe tells him like, yeah, go get him or whatever. And Frito stands up. He's like, Honor, I
Object.
I
or
object.
I object.
because he broke into my place, and if we pay some money
And I
for
object.
stealing money from the hospital, I object because he can't pay me money. And he's basically just
He broke my window.
so he's basically just teaming with the prosecutor. Oh, Brad is losing it right now.
How did you fucking pull that voice off so good?
Ooh,
Sakura.
do
He
it
does a
again.
lot of good impressions.
Yeah.
Don't put me on the spot. Look away. Look over there. Look up. Look up.
Oh, look at this guitar. I never learned how to play.
He's gonna go to prison or whatever. So he's in line, waiting in, and then he's looking out the window. There's this big guy. This is the most random scene in the movie to me, actually. There's just this big guy
Yeah, that scene just it doesn't really
outside,
make sense, but it's
sitting on
pretty
somebody.
good.
Oh, yeah.
And then he makes eye contact with him. The big guy just like points at him, like you're next or whatever.
Yeah, you bounce your next.
Yeah.
He bounces you right here.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Joe's like, what?
He points at another guy, hoping it's the guy behind him.
So this is the reason why he's gonna escape, and the escapes is pretty funny. It makes sense for this movie where he just like,
Escape.
shut your fucking mouth. All right, I have had a cold for like 2 weeks, and my throat is just weak.
No, it's
sir.
probably
Not
that's how they
object.
say it in the movie.
Do they?
Yeah, they say escaped.
God, I can't. Maybe I didn't focus on how they said every single word.
Oh, we had the
Yeah.
captions. If you have the captions on, it's a completely different movie.
Oh yeah.
All right, I don't have the captions
It's
on.
not language. It's like someone from Louisiana wrote it. It's crazy.
All right, so he basically just gets in line and walks up to the security guard, and she's like, "Sir, there's a confusion.
I've already been in jail.
I've already
Yeah.
been in jail. I'm supposed to get out." And he's like,
I love this part.
"Dumbass, you're in the wrong line." And he like smacks him. He's like, "Go over there."
Hey, let this dumbass through.
So they. All right, so that's a pretty funny scene, and
I just like how many times you mentioned that. This is a great part of the movie. Like 9 times now.
I'm bringing up the few scenes.
9.
I like how in that.
wasn't
I'll tell you,
9.
Never mind. I'll get to it later. I can't point out facts on that fight on the TV. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, God.
Right. He goes to the place and they like look at him or whatever. Like, it doesn't say you're supposed to get out today. He's like, oh, check again. And then he just like runs off when the guy's not paying attention.
But before that, he gets the tattoo. We didn't talk about him getting the tattoo yet.
Oh, he gets
All right.
tattooed before.
Yeah.
Was it before he
Yeah.
goes to the judge or?
I think it was right when he got arrested. He got the tattoo. And
Yeah.
then he went to the.
Yeah. So this is a stupid machine. You put your arm in. It's like, what's your first and last name? And what did it
And-
turn out to be?
You don't know?
Not sure.
There you go. I was trying to feed somebody else.
Alley-oop.
Yeah, but like Joe's so. I mean, he's dumb also for like being in this timeline too. So they're asking him questions like, what is your name? He's like, I'm not sure. And he's like, is your name not sure? And he's just like, no, my name's not sure. And then there's like, confirmed.
Not is confirmed.
Yeah.
And then he's like trying to get it out when the tattoo's happening, so it takes a picture of him. So his name for the rest of the movie is gonna be not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did he take wait? He took an IQ test too before.
That's when he gets into prison. Yeah.
Yeah. So when he's going into prison,
The
the
aptitude test.
aptitude test and IQ test.
I love this.
They call it aptitude.
Yeah.
We're gonna measure your aptitude.
So they take him in, and the question's like, if you're holding a bucket,
One bucket with 2
gallons, and 1 bucket with 5 gallons, how many buckets are you holding? And he looks confused, like, 2? And then they send him to this other table where there's like a triangle, a circle, and a square, and you got to put the blocks on the right thing. And he looks to the left, and some guy just like trying to put like the wrong one. Then he looks to the other side, and some guy's like trying to do the wrong one too, but he's like covering it, like, you can't
Don't cheat on me. That's awesome.
Oh, you got Tyler laughing good on that one.
I love that part.
Yeah.
So that's another good point. Good scene in the movie.
10.
10.
10 times you
It's
said
been
it.
10.
Now.
I think it's been 3. Talking about some pauses. I'm trying to give you.
It's like cheese or butter that they're eating. It's gross.
It's disgusting.
What's that say?
Flattering.
Hand to mouth.
Are you gonna say that every podcast?
No, it said it. It said hand to mouth.
Under the flattering.
Good thing we have this big ass TV to watch it on now.
This is when like Maya comes out, right? Or,
Yeah.
Rita, sorry. Rita's character comes out at first, and then she's like exploring around
Yeah,
and
and
then
she
messing with the
She's
one
trying
kid
with
or
with the one
whatever.
guy. Yeah, she's a prostitute. You
Yeah.
keep going.
She's trying to be on the phone. Yeah, you can go.
Okay. She gets out of the capsule and she doesn't know where she's at, so she's walking around the street asking people questions or whatever. And then there's one little kid. I don't know. He's like 30, but he acts like he's a kid or whatever. And he like starts hitting on her, and he goes, "Baby, I'll be here all day for you." She's like, 2 days? Goes, "Yeah, I'll be here for 3 days for you." And then basically he just gives her money to.
I
be there
like
with
money.
him.
I charge by the hour.
Yeah, charge by the hour. Oh, you're gonna like it so good.
You're gonna be paying me by the end of this.
Just to let you know, you're still on the clock. Yeah.
So then after he escapes from prison, he goes back to Frito's house and asks if there's like a time machine, where he's like, "Yeah, there's a time machine. Some other guy made it a long time ago." He's like, and so he wants to get a time machine, go back in time, and he also has seen like the other empty
Of course, it's a time
cryogenic
machine.
thing. So he's gonna look for. What'd you say?
So of course, it's a time machine.
How many times have you done that voice, you think, in your life?
Like
Today?
5 times.
Yeah. Just now. How's Kristen Bell?
I don't know. I wouldn't know, man.
All right. So anytime we talk about
Probably
Frito,
fantastic.
feel free to just jump in with his voice anytime.
I like money.
All right, so they're also like the police come knocking on the door, and he promises Frito that he's going to give him a whole bunch of money. He's going to set up an account in the past, and it'll be worth $10 billion.
Billions of
He's like,
dollars.
oh, there's like a time
Yeah,
machine.
suck one. Time machine costs 20. I got them all on that one.
God, this is going to be a long podcast. We're going to have to stop over and over if you keep doing Frito's voice.
But you said for him to jump in
Yeah, you
anytime.
told me.
Yeah.
It was a mistake, I think.
Yeah. That's what Mike Judge said.
All right. So they agree they're gonna go to the time machine, and they're gonna try to find Frida.
Is she banging or what?
We didn't even talk about any of the scenes when he was like air humping.
Yeah.
You know? Because he talks about it in the room.
I've been all the time. Go ahead.
She just talked the rest of the show. Frito.
Oh my god.
God, go ahead and do it. Tyler, take over right now. Go.
Okay. From what I can remember, he's talking about after they picked her up or whatever, and they're run away from the cops because criminal now, and they're on the run. They're at Costco, a great looking Costco.
Oh, yeah. A gigantic Costco, too.
You sure you know your way around here? Oh yeah, I've been here plenty of times.
Went to law school here.
Rita's character goes to the bathroom and he goes, I don't know, what did he say? Like, are you hitting that, or I'd hit that, or
Yeah,
something?
something like, he says something along those lines. I do it all night.
He's basically just like air humping, showing Joe like how he would do it or whatever. Oh my god, it's just
The Masturbation Network.
so random.
Oh yeah, cut me a piece.
They zoom in. It's just a hot chick with some hot feet cutting a steak.
Yeah, I just like when Joe knocks on his door. He's like, "Not now, Baton."
Not now, baiting. Love that fucking scene.
And they're trying to figure out how to get away from the cops because they're on their way. So then Rita goes to the bathroom, and there's like a subway or a train coming by, and then he doesn't get on it, and then
The thing scans his tattoo and notices he's a criminal.
oh
Yeah.
that's
So
right.
that's why I was waiting for someone to bring that up, because this article
Oh, God.
just came up today.
Here we go. Is it about China?
Maybe. Ford submits patent for car
Oh, yeah.
that repossesses itself or locks drivers out of features if payments are missed.
Right. So it'd be like I read that too. It's something like if you miss like the first payment or something, you might lose like your air conditioning or this and that.
Jesus Christ.
And if you miss like multiple payments, it will literally lock you out and drive itself to a lot.
That would be crazy.
They just made fun of like one of
The
the.
backlash of that is going to be too severe for them to actually pull off
Are
right
you
now.
kidding me? We're gonna bend over and take it in the ass like we usually do. That's
No.
exactly
Ford
what's
Ford
gonna
can't
happen.
pull that off. If it's like Tesla, yeah, those people who are obsessed with Tesla, sure they'll go for
Tesla
that.
will lock you out of cars that you own,
By
that
accident.
you have your key fob to.
So yeah, that's where we're heading. I mean, that's why this movie is so scary to me. There's a bunch of things. BMW is already talking about if you wanted to hear heated steering wheels, you gotta pay monthly for that purpose. If you want, they're essentially locking you out of owning the vehicle now. You are going to have to start renting shit, and if you don't play by their rules, you are done.
You just not buy the car.
I don't lease any vehicles. I buy.
Yeah,
This is what you
now.
do. You just get enough people to not buy it, and then their business tanks. That's all you got to do. But there's going to be some rich asshole who does buy it and keeps it afloat.
Yeah,
Back to Costco before we get any further. Did you talk about how big that was?
yeah.
Because there's literally saying like, "Where's the time machine?" Oh, it's in electronics. It's like an hour away, and he just
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
love you.
so there's also
part
they're
two.
passing tons of stuff. There's all these huge shelves. They're just like knocked over. There's
yeah.
a plane crashed in one,
Oh yeah.
and everything is like comes with like a happy ending. It's like fried chicken, happy end with a happy ending.
Full bucket. Or, yeah, full bucket with full release or something.
So yeah, something like that.
Pollo Borracho.
Yeah.
And just-
Starbucks. I don't think we have time for a hand job, Joe.
Oh god.
H&R Block for men.
You know what? I'll just listen to you quote this movie, and
Adult Texas.
I like it more than the movie.
Good. As
So-
it should be.
All right, so they get arrested again after he gets scanned. Frito's in the bathroom, or not Frida,
Rita.
Rita.
Frida.
Yeah, Frito and Rita. I'm gonna get
Frieza?
messed up.
Watching Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I haven't watched that in a long time. So she was in the bathroom. Joe gets arrested again.
Because
It's not like
going
bad
to the
prison,
jail.
but
Yeah.
he does get sprayed again immediately. I think it's the same cop.
Yeah.
He just sprays him again, and if you listen in when the car's going, he keeps getting sprayed. He's like,
Yeah.
stop.
Even though he's getting taken to the White
Yeah,
House.
he's getting taken to the White House because the IQ test. He is the smartest man on the planet somehow.
I
Yeah.
remember, like at
Well,
the beginning, he was just average everything.
Yeah, average. And now he's the smartest person on the planet.
Even smarter than President Camacho.
President Camacho, as you said earlier, 5-time SmackDown champion. And the first thing is like, I thought your head would be bigger.
He's like, "Oh, that's what your hair looks like."
What do they say? He's like Herbert Camacho, 5-time SmackDown champion.
Porn star.
Yeah, porn star, but they say something better than star. It's awesome.
So basically, he's just like all about the show. You know, it's basically like, you know, reality TV nowadays. So he goes on, there's like a scoreboard where he's like going to give a speech and everyone's like cheering. All the like senators and stuff are like teenagers again who's like, fuck you. You say you're going to fix this. It's like,
South Carolina, represent.
we got the smartest person alive and he's going to fix everyking. And he's like,
He's
listing
gonna
all the
do it
stuff.
all in just 1 week.
No crops are.
Fix the economy.
You just need to do voices for everything. you
Yeah.
know? We're going to make a cartoon.
They could do
This-
Sakura's impression quote of the movie.
Yeah, there you go. And we
Yeah.
We'll
New
release
weekly
that.
feature.
Every time we do a podcast, we'll release
I
that.
give you my word.
Preach.
So the main source of the problem seems to be there's like a dust bowl and no crops are growing. So they're gonna send him out.
You forgot to introduce the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary
Interior.
of
Well, go ahead.
Education.
Introduce them.
That guy's great. The Secretary of Defense, I believe it is.
The guy with that weird ass face.
No. Wait, what guy? They all kind of, oh, that's the, oh, wait, that is the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah. That dude's face just cracks me up just by seeing it. Like I can't.
Is that the big guy?
Sitting on the top of the bus, just lining up
Oh,
a
yeah.
machine gun. Brrr, brrr.
Also, that
Secretary of State.
President Camacho is like driving that like big motorcycle or tricycle or whatever. It's like, give me a beer. It's like he's
Grab
drinking
one for
it.
you
and
too.
Give one for you too. And they like stand. He like throws it on the ground when he's done, and he like stands up. He's just like flicking everyone off.
If you notice when he's standing up, flicking everyone off, the motorcycle's still revving up.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I think it does a wheelie too. I think it goes up a little
it does.
Are you saying 500 years they can't have the motorcycle take care of that itself?
bit. Hey,
I mean,
I believe
maybe they
Terry-
just did it for cool sounds. Vroom, vroom.
I believe Terry Crews can accomplish anything.
Yeah, that's
so.
probably true.
Also, like when they're showing Washington D.C. and they're showing the reflecting pool, and there's a whole bunch of like jet skis and stuff going into.
Oh yeah.
It's,
Everybody has jet skis all over compared to like now where it's just like, nice and calm. Everybody, there's like
it's
20,
it's not
20
that deep. All right, so once again, he's talking to Frito about getting a time machine. So they take him to go look at crops, and so he can find the problem. And they find Rita and bring her back. And he's like, Frito, did you make that map to get to the time machine? And then Frito like gives him the
Oh,
map, and
God,
it's like
this
just
scene.
stupid. And then Rita comes, and he's like wants to talk to Rita about escaping. And what was it, Secretary of Defense or whoever? The big guy is just like, what are you gonna do her?
Yeah,
She not putting out.
We can get her out on a whoring license.
Yeah, we're wondering if we can, after you're done, do her, family style.
family style.
No, just me. And he like takes her in the bushes to talk to her about the plan. And then like the guy comes back and checks on her like, she putting out yet? Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. He was great.
So then like at this point, like as they're going through the plan, he like the sprinklers are going off and it's not water. He tastes he's like, tastes like Gatorade. It's Brondo
Again.
again. So he realizes
Because it has electrolytes in it.
It's what plants crave.
Because Bronco's got electrolytes.
so he realizes, I can actually fix this problem. We should be using water.
Like from the toilet?
Yeah, from the toilet. My poor throat.
That's what
I am leaving
Wow.
that in there.
I was hoping you'd do it in
Wow.
the Dax Shepard voice.
He doesn't say that in the movie.
All right, so he goes and tells the President Camacho, we need to switch to water and stuff like that. So they do it, and immediately, like a couple days later or something like that, everyone is like attacking the White House, trying to get over because Brondo is like had to fire like half its workforce, and like half the country works for them.
Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church's cameo.
Thomas Hayden Church's cameo. where
Why
it's like,
isn't everybody buying Brondo?
and everyone's pissed and like trying to get to him, and they immediately turn on Joe because no plants have grown yet because it's been literally like a day or two.
After they listen to like The Smartest Man. So like in their head, like this is going to work, but they think it's going to happen within a day or whatever.
Yeah.
So they send him to court again, and he gets sentenced to 1 day rehabilitation. He's like, oh, 1 day rehabilitation. That's not so bad or whatever. And it turns out that it's, well, first off, he's talking to Rita, like through the glass, in prison. And she's like, why don't you just escape again? He's like, well, they tied me to a rock, and he's tied to a rock that's like
Huge.
huge.
Yeah.
It's like way bigger than him. And he's like, okay, rehabilitation will be
boulder.
bad.
Yeah.
Shut
Older.
up. It's still a big rock.
Yeah.
It's the asteroid that's going to hit our planet, okay?
Come on.
You happy?
Asteroid. Come on.
At this point, he's going to be taken to rehabilitation, but it turns out it's like monster trucks with like these big
Drills or
drills
Yeah.
to the front that's supposed to be, representing, the male anatomy. And Frito, of course, is like, oh,
The ass blaster and the dildozer.
yeah, and he gets this little car with this little floppy one on the front of
Wiener.
his.
Dildo.
I wouldn't say it's a dildo. It's just like a purple, like floppy. It's
Purple dildo.
Okay.
If you hear purple floppy thing,
Yeah.
dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was comfortable with where I was going, but you guys go ahead.
Noodle.
Yeah. It wasn't Mexican pink. It was purple.
So Frida, I said it again.
Fuchsia.
Rita is watching this, and Frito is just like, oh, I love this show. It's just like sits down to watch it. Go
This
ahead.
is so sad. I hope I don't cry.
There we go. I'm just gonna do this. You do his voice.
Yeah, suck one. If I had money and a room at the White House, I'd be having sex all night.
Oh my god, I can't.
I want you to know, because of you doing that voice throughout this whole entire thing, this movie has gotten a higher grade since the start
you
of the
go.
Yeah,
podcast.
folks, it might be at a 0.5 now. Woo, we did it. End it now. End it now. Shut it off. Let's go.
I'll tell you right now, it was never getting the same as Halloween Ends. Trust me, Halloween Ends is still worse. So he goes out there and they can't close the door because
Got the
he's chained
chainsaw.
to the boulder. So they like lift up the boulder and put it on the back of his car. So now his car can't move at all.
Well, I just think it's funny because they're just keep slamming it on that. He goes, the chain's in the way. He likes telling the workers the chain's in the way, and they're just not listening to him.
And then they slam it into the back of the car. Not so smart now.
And also, so you have the two main like monster trucks, but you also had a huge one.
The ass dozer.
The ass dozer, but it's too big.
More
to come in the door.
huger than the dildozer. More bigger than the ass rammer.
But it can't make it through the door, and it like just.
Oh yeah.
We're experiencing some technological difficulties.
All right, so he's driving around his little car, and he forces the two monster trucks to crash into each other and blow up. But then the one from the
The ass dozer. It's beef supreme.
Beef Supreme, he comes down, he's got like a flamethrower, so he's like chasing him around with a flamethrower.
Oh, I want to jump back a little bit.
Go ahead.
Right before he gets sentenced to rehabilitation, when he goes to trial the second time, when the newscaster is reporting it, she's just like recapping the jury, and she's like, "Oh, blah blah blah. Joe's all talking here like a fag," and the judge was just like, "This guy's guilty as shit." You know it is, and then it just shows a picture of the judge just like ripping his shirt off, just like throw him in jail. One of my favorite parts of the movie.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's
11.
just yeah.
You.
Blah blah blah.
That's not even a
blah,
real count. This is not even a real count.
It's a real count.
blah 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 blah. That part of the trial sucked. The judge was just like, "This guy's guilty as shit."
At the same point, Rita has noticed that the plants are growing or whatever, so she sends Frito
And a cameraman.
and a cameraman to go record the crops and send.
Do you know where that cameraman's from?
No.
One of my pants goblin.
No. Yeah. No, from Office Space. I'm sure my O face.
Oh, is it that guy?
Oh.
Wow.
I'm
I
not
didn't
positive,
know
but
It makes sense.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
it
that's
probably-
the
It's
guy.
his
is.
movie, so it probably is.
Wow, he looks terrible in this movie. Sorry, bro.
Well, the guy who plays Michael Bolton in Office Space looks terrible in this too because they gave him that horrible hairpiece.
Yeah, but at least he still looks all right.
All right, so
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
when Frito and the camera guy go to shoot the crops, is it a Starbucks right next door? Or what
Yeah,
is
I
it?
think so.
It's something like that.
It's something like that. It's like a good deal. They're all go ahead.
You like sex and money? You're tripping me out.
All right, so then they go in there and they get their happy endings and they come out and they don't even remember what they're supposed to be doing.
Because he's like reading something on the like the Starbucks thing or wherever they're at, and then he's like, "Oh, rehabilitation. Wait, why am I here? Oh, wait, yeah."
Why are you trying to read that sign? You a or something? I'll your face.
And so then Rita's in the camera room, and she's talking to the guy trying to get him out so she can control the cameras. I don't remember what she says to him.
She
Look
says,
at whores in the hallway.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
first she says there's a big problem on the main screen, and he's just sitting there like,
Ooh.
there's a bunch of whores in the hallway for you, and he just springs into action.
All right,
As one would.
so then she gets the pictures of the video of the crops to go on the big screen or whatever, and the flamethrower guy is about
Beef Supreme.
Sorry, Beef Supreme. All right,
He came out of retirement. God damn it.
Beef Supreme, fresh out of retirement, is about to flamethrow Joe and kill him forever. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Ooh yeah.
You happy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And President Camacho stops him and he's like, Joe's getting a full part in, blah, 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 blah.
End of movie, basically.
Basically,
Well, except for the fact of the end of credits scene that
Well,
after 17 times of watching this
Wait,
movie,
no.
I
Joe and
finally
Rita
figured it
get
out.
married. Joe becomes the new president.
you guys are forgetting about the most important part.
Wait. Wait. The time machine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Frito
yeah.
takes
Oh.
Frito takes him to the time machine. It turns out to be like a dark ride.
Oh yeah, the
Where it's all about Nazi stuff, basically.
Goddamn Charlie Chaplin, that son of a bitch.
We're the un-Nazi'd the world forever.
The one thing I like about that scene is that when they're on the ride or whatever, and he's like, "Why didn't you tell me that it was, whatever it is?" He's like, "Well, I wanted the money." Well, if it wasn't a real time machine, then you wouldn't have got the money. Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
I like money.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, Joe, before that even happened, Joe decided to stay anyways, and he wasn't going to go back. I don't know why. I still would want to go back. The place is nuts.
Well, Camacho basically said, like, you gotta stay. Like, we need help. And then he was just like, okay. It took like zero convincing.
Well, he's a five-time SmackDown champion.
That's true.
I'll listen to him.
Yep, you're right.
All right, so Joe becomes president eventually, and him and Rita get
And
married.
Frito becomes vice
and
president.
Frito becomes vice president.
Has 8 wives and 32 of the dumbest kids on the planet.
Yeah, that is the thing I don't like about this movie. It really
One.
is. What?
Yeah.
No,
Hopping
it
on.
says like Joe and Rita have 3 kids and they're like the smartest kids ever. And then Frito has 32 kids and
8 wives, I believe.
they're too dumb to walk the earth or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
End the movie.
I thought it was 32 of the dumbest kids to walk the earth.
I'm sorry, brother, that I misquoted the movie, all right?
Dude, I'm gonna send Beef Supreme after your ass.
Yeah.
Beef Supreme.
Out of retirement again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's double unretired.
Okay, some of my other negatives. I hate the way this movie looks. I hate the cinematography. I hate the, like, whenever they show the world, it's
Blah
like,
blah
it's
blah.
it's
All
bad
this
green
f***ing
screen.
talk.
It's a matte painting or whatever. But it's also, I'm saying I hate it. But at the same time,
He hates it.
I don't want to rag on it too bad because for a budget of $4 million in 2005, this movie looks way better than it should. They had to have all these huge sets, all these extras, everything. I am shocked that they made this movie for $4 million. But it shouldn't have been. You either need a budget to do it properly or don't do it. So for that reason, I hate the way this movie looks.
What about the message?
What message? See,
What message?
hearing the premise of this movie can be hilarious
Where did you
and
think-
smart.
where did you
it fails to
think-
do both.
Where did you think the movie was going when we first told you about this movie?
I thought this was gonna be a fart and dick joke movie, which it was. But it
You were
wasn't
excited
very
about
good at
that?
it. I was excited to have a movie like Basketball, but Basketball's smarter than this.
No. No.
Just because just because the one idea of the movie is good, it wasn't executed properly at all.
I think
Hey, it wasn't good at all.
the fact that this guy was able to predict the future back in 2006, it was like before Twitter, before
Everybody knew.
Instagram,
No,
Before Crocs.
Yeah, thank
before
you.
Crocs.
All right, what's this croc thing I keep hearing about?
Elaborate.
Okay, so he basically had everybody on set wear Crocs. Nobody knew what Crocs were, and then after the movie was released, Crocs happened to be the big thing. So now everybody wears Crocs.
Yeah, the
Costume.
costume designer
Yeah.
needed to find cheap outfits for people to wear in the future, and she was like, "Well, there's this small company that sells Crocs that these shoes look stupid as fuck. Nobody will ever wear these."
Never.
And everybody in the movie was wearing Crocs.
And now,
Yeah, you should get a percentage.
I've never owned Crocs. Does anybody have them here? Are they comfy?
I've
Heard they're super comfortable.
I've
Yeah, I
never
like
put them
them.
on my feet. So
they actually make
I wouldn't be opposed to them.
they actually
I
make
like
Crocs
money.
now for like business, like for people who have to have
Yeah, like
dress
nurses
Crocs.
and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
got to be cool for them.
Makes sense.
I guess, but it's so ridiculous. It's
No.
so ridiculous how much shit came true from this movie. It reminds me of when Adam Carolla wrote that book, In 50 Years We'll All Be Chicks, and then his only regret was I should wrote the title as In 10 Years We'll All Be Chicks.
Right.
Everything he said was fucking right.
I did have a negative on the list, but I'm taking it off because Sakura has fixed that. Originally, I was going to complain about the way Frito talked. But Sakura right here in the last hour has made me change my mind. And
now it's funny.
I am taking it off the negative list, and I'm going to put it on the positive. It's going a complete circle, complete 180. There you go, Sakura.
Like we probably should have watched this
shuffling.
together. I feel like you need like someone by your side to watch it.
Okay.
with
So
you.
I think I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more if I was watching it with people, but I still wouldn't have thought it was a good movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Because I am getting a lot more. I didn't laugh out loud once
What?
watching it.
Well, I don't laugh
But-
out loud a lot of times when I watch movies.
I know, but like, you know what I mean? Just like where I was like, you know, but I got a lot more laughter out of you doing his voice. So on my positives, the premise is good, just wasn't executed properly, and the movie's short.
yeah,
Well,
it was
probably-
it was
those are
an
my
hour and a
positives.
half or something.
Hour 24.
27. Oh, 24.
Yep. So do you guys have negatives?
I have a negative
Positives?
about this thing on the screen right here where it says 1,000 years in the future. That's wrong. It's 500 years.
That is wrong. What the heck?
Yeah,
See, it's happening right now. They can't even get the numbers right.
right.
It's all about the numbers.
Get your shit together, Bezos. You fuck.
Brandon, do you have your quotes that you would like to say?
I mean, there's a lot.
Go
I mean,
ahead and say
there-
them.
I don't need to say all of them. I guess I was because we hit a couple of them, but
Any to stick out that are good, or
well, one of them that I like where the first time he goes to the White House and he's trying to take Frito out, and trying to get a game plan going, and then Frito's making fun of the way he talks. The guard's like, "Oh shit."
I'm Joe. I want to go to the time machine. I want to go home.
Talk like a
Yeah.
Shit, I thought there was two of you.
I don't talk like that. Shit, I thought there was two of you.
That was good, yeah.
There was also one scene I really liked. I forgot to mention is when they're escaping, Frito and Joe, they're driving, and like it scans and it says like and it stops the car, and they get out, and all of a sudden the cops pull up and just start like shooting it up, and everyone's like beating the car. It's like blowing up, and Frito's just like standing there watching. He's like, yeah, yeah. He's like cheering it on.
That's your car, man.
12.
Just the excitement, just the excitement on him. That was probably the closest I came to laughing. I think was that scene.
You said that like 6 fucking times.
You said that like 6 times.
All right, so some of the quotes, I like when he's sitting there and he's, trying to defend himself or, working at the library, and he's like, no, I'm good at this. And the guy's like, good at what? Sitting on ass?
Yeah, and then the following quote or the following statement, like,
Lead.
shouldn't I sit?
Shouldn't I train this guy or
Yeah,
something?
I'm sure he can figure out how to sit on his ass all day and watch TV.
Yeah, the whole lead, follow, or get out of the way quote where he's like, yeah, they say lead, follow, or get out of the way. So I get out of the way. He's like, that's not the point. It's supposed to embarrass you. But yeah, the other one is from the Carl's Jr. commercial where they're trying to, get Carl's Jr. out there. And it's like, their quote is, I'm eating. Fuck you.
Carl's Jr., I'm eating. Fuck you.
Welcome to Costco. Love you. Of course, we got the brought to you by Carl's Jr., the House of Representing. We're going to kick his smart balls all the way up to the roof of his smart mouth.
Yeah, if he doesn't do it, yeah.
Speaking of that guy, like the balls guy or whatever, he does like the national anthem at the monster truck thing or whatever, and then there's like a fan that comes out of the crowd and kicks him in the balls while he's singing it.
And
So
then-
funny.
And
Well,
then
then at the
Frito does it too.
Yeah, Frito does
yeah.
that at the party or whatever.
Gee,
right?
I'm so glad I met you.
They show a food pyramid at one point in time, and it just shows how it used to be like the food pyramid that we all grew up with, and then it slowly starts turning over to Brondo, and then at the end, the whole food pyramid is just full of Brondo, and it says like required dosage or whatever, and it just says an ass load.
Jesus.
I also kind of like how they hit on like people's names. So like they're like, oh yeah, Velveeta or Formica. Like when did that fucking dumb bitch name her kid Apple? Because I feel like that was after
That was
this
like
movie.
2000.
That was 2000.
I don't know exactly, but
I didn't have the internet. So there's no fucking way it happened in
I
2000.
don't know when you had the internet, when you heard about it.
I can tell you, I
don't
had the
know.
internet in 2000, so it happened after 2000.
Well, you have the internet right now on your phone. Look it up.
We'll figure this one out. One of the T-shirts he's wearing, it's for a tea company, but it's called NAS Tea.
Oh yeah,
But then in quotes, it's good.
that one's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, the camera guy. Yeah. Who plays like he does the O face for Mike Judge's other
Office
awesome,
Space.
amazing film, Office Space.
That
Yeah.
one is good.
Georgia.
Yeah, no, that line's great. Yeah, we got a nuclear reactor leaking in Florida. I thought it was Georgia. Georgia's in Florida, dumbass. That character's great
Yeah. No, it's just man.
because it's got electrolytes.
It's just sad. It's a sad movie to me though. Like it's overall this
It's
movie
just
is
dumb.
sad.
But
I think it could have
enjoy
been better, and that's why I don't enjoy
So that
it.
means it's getting what could have been better. Is that 2?
Should be better. Yeah, too.
Okay.
All right, I'll read out some of my quotes if you're done, Brandon. If not,
Yeah.
you can keep going.
Yes, with the quotes, and then you guys can do trivia back and forth.
All right, I also want to talk about one scene that's with the quote is when Rita and Joe are going into their capsules. Did you guys catch what the guy said when you?
What's up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Oh
was,
wait, does he say what's up or like all set or ready to go?
He says, "Okay, my N words."
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that?
No,
or no?
I didn't.
They're like talking right before they get into the capsules, and the whatever the general guy or whatever he says that. I was like, "What?"
Oh wow!
The-
So I had to go back 10 seconds, listen again. I was like, "Wow, he actually said that." Let me check the captions. Says it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there. I was
Vince,
like, "Oh my
Vince
god!"
McMahon said it on Monday Night Raw, so
I was wondering if that was
Sure.
done in like post.
probably.
But I was like, that caught me off guard.
I spell it right in the captions.
Yep. Yes, I did.
No Z's.
Nope. My quote of the movie, just not funny or anything, but I think symbolizes the movie, is like right at the end when they're talking about him being like with his family at the White House and everything. He says, "Maybe Joe didn't save mankind, but he got the ball rolling for an average guy." Yeah.
And they didn't learn their lesson, and they're having all these stupid kids.
Yeah.
Well,
Just a cycle. Movie doesn't learn anything. Thank you very much.
all right. I might give you that one.
All right, trivia time. I have no trivia, so I know Tyler got some, Sakura got some. Brandon wants to be surprised.
We already said the Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the Crocs.
So the idea of the movie was Mike Judge. A trip to Disneyland sparked the idea. Mike Judge said saw two ladies having a cussing altercation with each other, which he stood there and thought how different it changed from the 50s to now in Disneyland. Kind of a random thought one. Apparently Terry Crews had auditioned 5 times for the role because there was other big names for his, but I couldn't figure out who those other guys were.
Well, I'm glad he got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said,
He was meant
I
for
think he
that
said
role.
after his 5th one, he was like, if you want to cast someone else, you can do it. It's fine. I don't want to be in this movie or something like that. It's kind of funny.
Would have been the right choice.
Yeah. For a short period of time in 2007, you could buy the energy drink Brando.
Brando.
So now I'm getting it from Mike.
Jesus.
Did you catch what happens when he runs out of the prison?
Maybe not.
When he escapes the prison, there's
No.
a busted down DeLorean.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I did not catch that.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Back to the Future Junior.
Every logo in this film was transformed in some way besides Fox News, whether it was because of this movie or not. And Beef Supreme is Luke Wilson's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He does. I liked his acting, even though he doesn't talk.
Yeah, he did very well. There's a lot of scenes in here where there's
Which
not,
brother is it?
It's
I
not
mean,
Owen.
it's not
Wilson.
Owen, obviously. I didn't know they had another brother.
Yeah, it's just Andrew Wilson.
Is he an actor too, or is he just in this movie?
for this movie.
I think he's just.
I'll look it up. That's all the trivia I got, so if you got more, you
Okay.
can say.
Pendejo, going back to pendejo, is a Spanish insult, which means idiot or asshole.
So deep fried asshole is what Frito's name is.
How would he say his name if he was introducing himself?
Frito Pendejo.
Yeah,
That's how they say his name.
putting it.
Everybody ready for a score? Everyone got a number?
Looked like Brandon was going to say some more.
Well, I was trying to look up something.
That's just his O face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke Wilson's brother is actually in a lot of movies, so it's
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I do remember now. There's a lot of funny moments in this movie that Like they don't require any words. Just by the actor's reaction. Like when Wilson is like, oh yeah, one goes in your mouth, one goes in your ear, one goes in your ass or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, I fucked up, and then he's like, you can see him visually trying to like figure out which one. It's like the
Which
shell
one
game.
was the bad one? Yeah.
Like going through the shell game in his head, trying to figure out which one it is. It's like little stuff like that where I'm just like, or the guy who's just trying to.
You're grasping at straws right now, sir.
No. There's
Hopefully,
no.
straws ain't going in your ass to your mouth.
Yeah. But no, I really liked when they were trying to do the IQ test and no words were said. Looks to his left, the guy's a complete fucking idiot. Looks to his right, and the guy's like literally trying to hide what he's doing by trying to fit a fucking square through a circle. Like that's hilarious to me. And
Hilarious.
like,
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Here's the thing. Like,
and I liked it.
this
It's because he just likes playing with blocks.
No, like this is the shit that at work we talk about all the time. Like every time we bring up Groundhog Day and we bring up Idiocracy. We literally live this every single day with how fucking stupid everybody is. These are the people that are creating your cars, everybody, by the way. Good luck. We're fucked. Like we're here.
You're
now.
one of them.
Yeah. No. I drive a piece of shit Honda.
Yeah, you're making them.
Yeah, my Honda isn't gonna fucking take me to jail if I don't make my
might.
payment.
My Honda, huh? Is that what it's called now?
My Honda.
It's a B-Han.
Rating time for this
Zero.
amazing movie.
Yeah.
All right, so 5, truly classic. 4 is pretty darn good, right, Tyler?
I should give this movie a 5 just
Yeah.
for the sake of it.
We want 5 is
Here we go.
5 is supreme.
Beef Supreme.
Beefs.
All right, so 3 is middle of the road, 2 is could be better, 1 is it's bad, and 0 is nothing redeemable. I will start off on this one. I was originally going to give it a 1 because it's not as bad as Halloween Ends, and Halloween Ends got a 0.5. Couldn't put on that. But magically, during the middle of this podcast, Sakura has risen the score of this movie.
You
Yeah,
did it.
suck one.
So it's getting another,
Suck 1.5.
yeah, 1.5 for
There
me.
it is.
Yeah, buddy, I'll take it.
All right, who's next?
Score, what you got?
6.
10.
4.8.
5 times 2.
We're gonna bring up the average.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy this movie. I like it. I don't think it's great. Like, I'll give it a 4.
Gonna give it the answer to one of the IQ tests, 2.
Buckets?
There we go.
You're going to give it 2 buckets?
2 buckets.
2 buckets. How many buckets, Brandon?
4 buckets.
So if we have 2 4s and a 1.5 and a 2.
It's got a 16. It's going on the
How
Hall
many-
of Fame.
How many ratings is that?
All right, Tyler, what goes on Hall of Fame and what goes on Hall of Shame?
I mean, the wall.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. Tyler, tell me the scores that make the Wall of Fame and the Wall of Shame and what's up there so far.
Yep. For the wall of shame, you can get a 1.5 or lower. For the wall of fame, it's gonna go a 4 or higher. As of right now, we have American Beauty and Conjuring, and on the wall of shame, I think it's just
Elf.
The horrible, horrible Halloween Ends.
yeah. I don't think there's any other ones.
All right, and this one got 2.8, so kind of right smack dab in the middle, really.
Yep.
I felt good to be a little bit of a Nancy this week.
It's okay.
These
Yeah.
two needed a break from being Nancy's.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
don't really care.
I
I
was-
like the difference of opinions.
Me too.
It's fun.
Yeah. That's
I-
what makes it great.
Walking in today, it was a 1.5, but like Mike said, changed.
There you
We
go. You
talked.
brought this up 1 point between the two of us.
Yeah.
Unlike you guys, you can talk all the good things about Elf and you guys are like, it's so bad movie. I hate my life. Christmas.
It's terrible. I'm going to go with Sakura. I'm Jewish now, too.
Welcome to the
They don't
club.
want you.
L'chaim.
Yeah.
They don't want
L'chaim,
you.
bruh.
Get out of here.
Well, no, your brother wants to start a podcast now because of this.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Brad.
The retarded one?
Which
I just assumed all your
It's a trick
family
question
was
because
like,
they're both retarded.
Brad, I showed him this the other day.
Yeah?
He was
What'd he
like,
say?
Oh, what the fuck? He's going insane.
Did he
Is he?
subscribe?
I believe so.
He is not.
He was he was no, he said he was listening to him at work. He's like, you guys gotta do wrestling shit. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Let's
We
talk
are.
about wrestling. Let's talk about wrestling. It's like, all right, let's calm down.
We're starting a wrestling hub
Soon.
We got more time. All right. So as always, I'm Mike.
Sakura, the guy who gets 0.5s.
Tyler.
We need some more.
Yeah, suck one.
There we go. Bueno.
All right. Close this out, Frito.
Rumble.
I like money.
There we go. See you next week.